Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and I hope everybody is having a great weekend. Before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Today we are going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar, and ultimately I'm not going to be focusing too much on price just because this is recorded a little bit ahead of time, but I will reiterate a little bit on what I'm really kind of focusing on right now, which is Bitcoin in terms of its weekly candle close above or at around 43 to 44K. That is what I'm watching for right now. So with that in mind, let's jump on in and let's talk about a few things. So like I said, I'm not going to focus too much on price. I will just kind of mention the fact that, Hbar has been kind of just ranging around this point. I talked to you guys a little bit about my video, from earlier in my last video, just as I recorded it in terms of XRP. I will kind of talk about what I said in that video. So I, kind of imaged, or I shouldn't say imaged, but mirrored what I was kind of saying in my video from earlier today, talking about the entire crypto market. I was kind of talking and addressing the idea on, where we are within the altcoin market, which is kind of ranging on this massive weekly support, which also tells me that Bitcoin has seen its bottom, or at least it's near its bottom. Now, with this in mind, I will be watching this week coming up very closely, especially in terms of indices and the dollar. But what I really want to just talk to you guys about is the idea on, like, we have such an incredible opportunity right now within this market to accumulate these altcoins at a very low point. In fact, I told you guys just recently that I have been buying Casper, at a very, very massive rate. Have been accumulating Casper, greatly around this range. I do think that anything under 10 cents is a steal. I mean, recently we almost came down to, almost half of where we were at just recently. I'm watching Casper closely. I'm watching Hbar closely. I'm watching all my holds closely. But my shift is right now on the economical views behind the dollar, the stocks, and of course Bitcoin. Now, with this, let's move on and let's talk about a few things within this market that I do believe that will lead to that major breakout event. So first off, we do see over there on the side that it kind of just disappeared right now, but I'm going to be addressing it later on in this video either way. But as we do see a lot of shift around, a few topics within this market, metaverse, NFTs, stuff like that, there is one key area that is focused on greatly right now, especially from the enterprise and institutional grade level: regulations. So when we talk about regulations, it is a big, I would say, conversation starter within crypto. And I do believe that we are almost on the edge of seeing a massive shift within this area where we will see crypto regulations in place. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but this is also very, very good for us. We have been seeing a lot of talks around crypto regulation. Just recently, we did see, Yellen, really kind of call for crypto regulations due to her, during her speech, due to, of course, fraud and know your customer and stuff like that. That is kind of focused on for the most part with a lot of these exchanges, but we do see a shift around this. Also, as we are talking about regulations, we also see these major names moving in on crypto. Former Citibank executives launched an investment management company dedicated to crypto. These are former employees at these major banking, firms, which is pretty significant when we talk about things that are happening right now within this market. We are seeing a mass hiring of, ex-executives and ex-employees of major named companies. We're talking about like Goldman Sachs. I mean, these are high tier names within the, financial world. So it tells me that the future of crypto is very bright. We are still very early. In fact, I always kind of compare crypto to, Apple, or just like a similar stock, where like a stock is at $3 trillion. We're not even at $3 trillion in total market cap yet for crypto. Like, how early actually are we, right? I think that when we are talking about, the success of crypto, I think that it's going to be extremely massive once we do see, regulations in place. But also, we are seeing major growth within this area. We do see here from Hedera, we see this whole metaverse area as a bit of a catch-all for the apps bringing in new users into Web3. I see 2021 as the year of NFTs and 2022 the year of enterprise applications. The funny thing about this is all focused within the DeFi area. Enterprise applications, though, I mean, we know that Hedera is an enterprise grade DLT. We know that this network was built for efficiency around this level. So when we talk about, where is, Hbar or Hedera positioned, they are positioned at the foundation of this market that is essentially going to be the year of enterprise. I also think that 2022 is going to be the year of institutional demand as well, especially when we talk about 2022 being the year that we might fully have crypto regulations. Also, we do see Kevin O'Leary. This is what I was talking about. This is where I really kind of was, ranging myself to. But I spoke to Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary about crypto investing, Web3, and Metaverse. Mr. Wonderful really is wonderful. Here's my convo with Kevin O'Leary. Now, again, this is basically him breaking down his crypto portfolio, but we do see an exclusive, interview. He basically explained how he applies his decades of experience as an index and stock investor to his crypto and Web3 portfolio. He's saying, he basically said that, there are 11 sectors of the S&P 500, and he does see, crypto becoming the 12th sector. He does hold 32 positions in the digital asset sector, including Solana, Bitcoin, and blockchain firm Polygon. We know that he does hold, Hedera. Bitcoin is not a coin, it's a software. And the same goes for tokens like Ethereum, etc. These are a long-term bet, he does say. He also says, if you believe that there's a long-term economical value in software, then you can give it, a 5% weighting weighting within your, operating mandate. My larger positions are ones I think like a great economical proposition. And he does say, for his Metaverse and Web3 investments, he recommended heavy diversification because you have no idea what's going to work. Just 1 or 2 winners out of the 10 positions can pay for all the losers. We do see what are you, doing to make something less expensive, faster, better, more transparent, auditable. All these metrics should be a weighting, to them. The funny thing about this is everything that he just mentioned is, I would say the full breakdown on what Hedera is focused on. Less expensive, faster, better, transparent, auditable, aka tracking, right? Trackable. It's all focused on Hedera. And again, we do see here, he said that he hasn't bought any metaverse property yet, but it's something on his radar in the near future. I would probably put something like that, like my wine business, in the curated metaverse first, and I would advertise there and provide tokens for transactions as long as it's a place where I feel safe for my brand. Now, again, we see these major individuals moving in on this space because they do see the value behind it. I don't believe that we should be, saying, hey, let's follow blindly because some individual says, he holds this coin or that coin. No. I mean, if that was the case, we'd be holding, Dogecoin because Elon Musk, right? But ultimately, I will say this. When we talk about this area, I do think that these individuals understand how early we are in this market, and they do understand where it's focused on and where it's going to. But also, I do want to focus on the idea on, what he did say, where he was talking about, faster, cheaper, all that kind of stuff. Let's look at things like this. So first off, we do see here, take a look at Hedera fam. Peak of 140 smart contract transactions per second. Reminder that smart contracts 2.0 are written in Solidity. Come on over, Ethereum folks. The water's warm, the network's ready, and fees are cheap. Again, here we have it. When we are talking about, things happening within Hedera, the peaks of transactions per second within smart contracts, we know the demand's there. We know that the efficiency is there as well. We know that the tech is ready for mass adoption. Also, we do see here, what's cool? Today saw a real-world test of Smart Contracts 2.0 on Hedera during the burst. Hedera operated at 5 times total capacity of Ethereum mainnet. Guess what? Hedera mainnet didn't break a sweat, and gas fees didn't move up at all because they are fixed. Nice. And we do see here the total gas used, average gas used, transactions as well. Guys, this should show you where Hedera is, headed to. The funny thing about this is we talk about Ethereum, right? Ethereum being the number 2 asset. If you guys missed my Casper video from yesterday, you should definitely go watch it. I think that is a true breakdown on why, a lot of these major, networks are doing incredibly well. But we look here and we look at things like this. Ethereum 2.0 will not be any faster, Vitalik Buterin said, but it will still scale massively. Why are we waiting for this? These networks are doing incredible things. The efficiencies behind them should be realized. This is also why I say, like, if you know the value behind something like Hbar or Hedera, then why are you worried about the price action? Why are you worried about, Hbar in a year? Huddle this long term if you have to. Would I feel comfortable holding Hbar for 5 years to truly see the value unlocked? Yeah, 100%. These are investments to me. I don't treat these any different comparing it to any other investment. I was going to invest in real estate, right? I would go and buy a house, renovate it, maybe even rent it out. I would have to wait years to see a return on it. Or I could buy at the bottom of the housing market, sell near the top. You never know when you're going to actually get in. I mean, it could be the bottom, it couldn't be the bottom, but you still kind of have to wait for that investment to go up in value. Same goes for these networks. And we also see Vitalik Buterin states that Ethereum has failed if the network faces scalability challenges. We know that it has because they are trying to fix this. All while Hedera is continuing to outpace the competition. Metaverse Fund Hbar Foundation is going after the B2C and B2B2C apps and ecosystem, which will be bringing users en masse into Web3 and onto Hedera. NFT infrastructure is scaling up and consumer apps are going live throughout 2022. Things are rapidly changing within the Hedera perspective. I don't think individuals are realizing this. I don't think individuals are seeing this. When we compare things to Ethereum, I don't compare them because I think that, hey, it's going to kill Ethereum. No. Ethereum killed itself. Ethereum has quickly outscaled the network's actual, supply that it could give. Ethereum is a failed network. These networks are no longer, I would say efficient for the demand that they do require. This is why I look at other DLTs. This is why I look at these technologies within this market and position myself greatly within them because I know how early we actually are. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.